genuinely love this bun so much. And these crystals, like, how cute are they? It's Christmas already. Charlotte Tilbury, hit me up. Invite me in your campaign with Kate Moss and everybody. Celebrities, I am ready. Hello everybody, welcome back to this YouTube channel. Today we are gonna discuss a palette, part of Charlotte Tilbury's Christmas edition, and that is Pillow Talk Beautifying Face Palette. I mistakenly got the shade Medium Dip, but I did use it, so it's not the first impression, ladies and gentlemen. It is not, but I'm gonna tell you exactly why I didn't return it eventually when I got it, and I was like, it can work for me at least. I'm not saying the light one works for deep or darker skin tones, but let's just jump into the video. Look how gorgeous it looks. Let's just start. So this is the outer packaging. It looks marvelous, stunning. I am such a sucker for Charlotte Tilbury's packaging, and I also have the Nudegasm palette reviewed, and seriously, that is my go-to palette nowadays. I know I was a bit like, it's so expensive, Charlotte Tilbury, Miss Charlotte Tilbury, what the heck are you doing? But here I am. And that palette, £60 for the fact that I'm using it every day for work. It makes sense why, if you don't want to buy anything else and you're like not a hoarder like myself, it is worthwhile as a treat yourself. If you're only buying that one. But then I am here. And I shouldn't judge you if you don't buy only that one. So this palette, the Pillow Talk, it's a bit different than the Nudegasm palette just because it has 2 shades of blush and 2 shades of highlighter. So obviously the Nudegasm has 2 contour shades, 1 highlighter and 1 blush for me, highlighter for a deeper skin tone. And the only reason why I'm not mad that I mistakenly bought the medium dark one is because apparently I have the Pillow Talk multi glow in shade Romance Light, and apparently this shade is crushed into 1 shade and put in the light palette over here or something around that line. And this one apparently is the medium dark version of this over here. And since I already have this one, it wouldn't make any sense to have a palette with, yes, 2 blushes, much different, and a highlighter different than this one, but a highlighter that essentially it's combined. These shades are combined, crushed together, and have the same outcome. Because obviously if you swirl into every single shade in this, you will have the same, result as the shade in this palette in the light version. I hope this makes sense. Essentially, long story short, this particular shade, it's already in the light palette, and it wouldn't make any sense to actually own it again. So I did use this one. Let's jump into using it right now. So first things first, I feel, I'm gonna start with the Pillow Talk shade. I feel this palette, and even the Nudegasm, is not that pigment-like. I am scratching the hell out of it, and you can barely see the pigment. I feel this is because like Charlotte Tilbury is very more like natural, that kind of what is it called? Just like flushed cheek, not like clown. And because of that, I feel that's why I can get away with this palette in medium dark. Do you see how, like, look at that. Look at this, before, after. It's very easy to kind of like control the intensity. Obviously you have this shade, darker, which, let me show you. At least I am not scared of it. So, not much gets on it. I finally got some. And look at that. Obviously I'm fluttering it. I have a very fluffy brush, which is actually not a blush brush. I don't think it's intended for that. It's intended for anything that you want it to do. So look, before, after, before, after. It's very versatile. And what I do with this shade, which obviously doesn't work as a highlighter, yeah, I'm using it as a blush. And it gives like this nice sheen to your skin. I'm not quite sure how well you can see it on camera, but I feel you can see it. It's just I can't see myself in the viewfinder. It just gives a sheen, and you can take it all the way up, so it kind of like mimics the highlighter. And look at that, I don't think that's intense. I mean, I took it to this level of intensity just because I used a darker shade. However, you don't have to, you can use the lighter one. Obviously, don't buy it if you won't use both of them and you only use one. But I think, you know, it's a very versatile shade for my light skin tone, as long as you use just like a teeny tiny bit at a time. Let me do this one to match it. Ta-da! So, I feel I didn't blend this one that properly. It's always the second one that I'm like, let's rush it just so I can finish off with this video. But if you feel like you put a bit too much, just take your foundation brush or sponge and tap a tiny bit on top, and it kind of like blends within the skin. But tap, don't like drag. Just like tap, 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 tap. Stunning. Now onto the highlighter. This one works really beautifully onto my light skin tone, and it's very Charlotte Tilbury-esque, as I like to call it myself. It is very like natural, melt into the skin, golden, picks up light, but it's not extravagant like, I don't know, 2015 kind of highlighter. It's very, very like Hollywood celebrity-like. But you can definitely take it to an intensity, like, that's quite intense to be honest, now that I'm looking in the viewfinder. I don't feel it looks that intense in real life, but it definitely picks the light. So it does what it needs to do. It is a highlighter. I'm gonna put a tiny bit just on my cupid's bow, on my nose over here. Sometimes I kind of like randomly take the leftovers and I'm like, yep, give me the whole glow, because my skin is quite, sometimes it's dry, sometimes it's normal. I don't know what's going on with it. But I mean, let's take it to a conclusion. I'm not saying you should go, run and buy it. However, if you wanted to treat yourself, if you love blush, if you if you love highlighter, I don't think it's a bad investment. Just because, like I was telling you, with the Newsgasm palette, which I wonder if I have it at hand. I'm gonna bring it. You know what? I'm gonna bring it. I actually put it away because I'm using only this and I have way too much makeup, and I was like, let's give it a break. But this is the state of the palette. I don't know if you can see, but there are dents in there. But still, I'm using this every day, and do you see how much, like, the actual letters are not gone? And I mean, look at that Charlotte Tilbury. This is pressed in like properly. I use this one a lot. You know, when I did the review for it, sorry, my mom was calling. When I did a review for it, I was a bit like, this is way expensive. I still think it's extremely expensive, but this is a palette that, for example, I'm using it every day. And if you are a blush lover, ride or die, you would rather go for a blush than a bronzer, this is the palette for you. You have your blushes and highlighters in here. You don't have to go with medium dark like I did stupidly. Like I told you, I didn't return it just because I realized this shade is crushed into the light version and there's no point in me having the same highlighter twice. And you know, I kind of like hoped the formula is gonna be the same as this one. I think they are really well pressed in to a point where some people might get mad that they have to scratch the surface quite a while. Well, with me, I don't mind, especially with blush. I love my blush much more than I did and I used to back in the day, but I still am not like when I see like Kylie Jenner going like this, where she even puts like blush instead of contour. I don't have her features. I like to keep my blush like very up, to kind of like give dimension to my face and look like slim, when in reality my face is quite oval. Anyway, if you love your blush and highlighter, even as a contour, and you'll skip the contour for your blush and highlighter in the morning, this is a palette for you. You not need anything else. So that's why I'm a bit more the positive side this time. It is only because of this guy. Anyway, a very nice palette. I'm not saying the formula is the most outstanding. Oh my god, you need it in your life. But it's compact. Maybe I'm getting old and that's why I'm like appreciating the packaging and how hefty it feels, and I'm like, I feel like a Barbie doll. I kind of do. With this bun, with my roots done, I kind of look like a Barbie doll New Year's Eve limited edition or something like that. But anyway, if you really like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And listen, and this is not the only thing that I had from the Christmas collection. I also have the glow kit in mini size. Look at those. I mean, I know already people review these, and that's why this mini size packaging is sold out everywhere. I don't know how on earth I got so lucky. It's just like logged into Cold Beauty, I've seen it. I think I paid £29 for both of them. So it's in like not nude gasm, sorry, spotlight and pink gasm. Anyway, I'm still gonna do a review on them just because it would be my first impression, and I'm very onto the drugstore, let's be affordable side. However, recently I'm kind of seeing myself into the expensive bits, because I also got this Charlotte Tilbury Cosmic Rocks Hypnotizing Pop Shot. Let me open the packaging so you can see how it looks like, but obviously I'm not gonna give into it too much. But this is sold out. I didn't know it's gonna be that popular. It looks much bigger into the box rather than in my hands. But oh my god, when I tell you, it looks quite stunning. It is blue, but with like a purple shift. You can see the purple shift here. Now it's blue, now it's purple, blue, purple, blue, purple. I only bought this one because, I mean, two reasons. One, I love blue, and I noticed it was kind of like duochromatic. Two, Kate Moss did wear it in the campaign, and for some odd reason, my manager told me about Kate Moss. I mean, I knew about Kate Moss. It's just like, she kind of like talked about her and stuff, and for some reason I started to kind of like look into her more and more, and I quite like her. I don't know. And when I saw, you know, this eyeshadow on her skin tone, blonde like myself, I was like, this looks good. £25, sold out everywhere. Not too mad that I bought it. I can't close the box. I'll see you hopefully within the next one. Bye.